Yeah, let's get into it. They sent something else from Zhangfa. Oh right, yeah. Yeah, God, I'm trying to remember what happened. Um, we finished the simulation. We we got given something, I think. What was it? What was it we were given? From the Men in Black? Yeah, this picture here that shows him obviously being confronted by Bodhidharma, and also he's holding the Torosaurus, but it's not broken. Nah, we must know everything about the bunny. Everything. Even the toothpaste they used 10 years ago on the 3rd day of the 5th month at exactly 7:39 p.m. Probably some crazy fan or something. Yeah, if someone knew that, then I'd be impressed, because not even I know. They had cameras back then? They. I don't. Wait, cameras? Hold on. Was there like another thing that was on camera? I'm like trying to remember. Oh, you're saying the picture is a camera? I was like, is he saying the picture is a camera? Get a load of this guy. Doesn't even know his own decade-old toothpaste. Yeah, it was probably like for a while. I was trying to conserve on my money. It might have actually been like child toothpaste, because I like bought the cheapest toothpaste I could find. Then again, 10 years ago, that was. I think that was still when I was living with my ex best friend, so it might have actually been normal. Might have actually been normal toothpaste. Was the toothpaste edible? It was. They did have a camera, but I'm just kidding. They sent something else from Zhangfa. President Wang's will. Dumb question. Is there a difference with adult and child toothpaste? You know, that's a good question. Is there? Maybe the adult has more stuff to prevent tartar buildup? I don't know. But then again, I feel like maybe kids need more, like, tartar buildup prevention, because they're gonna be gorging on sweets more than adults, I think. Fun fact, toothpaste is so heavily regulated by the FDA that there is no functional difference between legal products except price and pack size. Oh, so then it was completely valid of me to keep buying the kids' toothpaste. Maybe I should buy kids' toothpaste again when I run out of this one. If there's no functional difference, then I don't see a reason to buy adult toothpaste. I'm not one of those people that gets upset over buying children's stuff, because I tend to have to buy I tend to have to buy my clothes in the child's department, and I tend to have to buy medication suited for children just because of how my body is. President Wong's will. What? Speaking of being unwilling to put on children's stuff, well, what was that? There were like 2 notifications. What? Honey, Kamada? What? Oh. Thank you. Thank you, Kamada. Is that actually 2 or a bug? It might actually have been a bug. Do I have 2 Ko-fi alerts? Accidentally? I can't tell. That was a really sweet message, Kamada. I don't seem to have 2 Ko-fi alerts. That was strange. Yeah, I only see one thing on Ko-fi, so I guess maybe Ko-fi glitched. But thank you, Kamada. Yeah, it's been really rough. We actually had to call 911. I think it was 2 days ago. because my uncle fell in the the bathroom, and the person in the household that's the strongest was not home. Uh, so it was me and my cousin trying to pick him up, and we weren't able to pick him up, so we had to call 911 and wait for the fire truck to get here. Um, just the one on mine and my PayPal receipt. Yeah, it's just one on my Ko-fi, so it must have just been a glitch with my alert box. But yeah, yeah, we had 911 called, and I remember I had to like look after my uncle, like give him like a pillow and stuff while I waited on the ambulance to come, and make sure that, you know, he wasn't in a situation or like staying in his position was making him worse, because I wasn't physically able to lift him because he was too heavy. But then also my cousin was on the line with the 911 operator, and she got pissed off at the operator, so I had to be on the line talking to the person while my cousin left the house to go outside. I found out I found out the reason she was pissed, and it was because they were asking for her ID and for a list of his medications, which actually sounds entirely, you know, valid of a thing to ask. So I kind of had to like manage all of this all on my own, without any help, because I don't know. Dealer's choice. If you'd want to apply that to your subathon early, I just want to support you. Oh, thank you, Kamada. Fun. Yeah, and like, last few nights, I haven't been able to get any sleep, cause, he's got incontinence issues. He can't go to the bathroom, very well. Like, he can still use the bathroom. One thing that reminded me of this was the whole talking about, you know, unwillingness to wear adult things. We got him some diapers. I tried convincing him to wear some diapers, because he's been kind of going before he can go to the bathroom, before he can walk over there. So I've been trying to get him some to wear diapers, but he's not doing it. I'll just come out and know. Appy is in their account right now, wiping it out to stock up on children's toothpaste. Ellie, a reminder, you don't need to do punishments just because you're given money. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think subathons are fun. As long as, like, you know, it's not stressful. Yeah, what if we wanted to spend money on spoiling you? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jackie. But yeah, sorry. Ugh, I know you guys are gonna be like, stop saying sorry, but like, ugh, you know, I feel bad. I feel bad about crying. I know at some point I'd probably cry, because I've been on the edge. I literally, like, saw just some innocuous, like, post on Discord, and I almost, like, literally, like, snapped for no reason, being like, why don't you just shut up? Just because I was stressed. No, punish the bunny. $5, and the bunny will have to hydrate. $10, and the bunny will have to actually self-care. We need to take a break from stress during stream via punishments. Please take that opportunity. Yee. Hey, Elio, do you know what makes subathons fun? Use streamy. Thank you. Yeah, punishments don't have to happen exactly at that time. Yeah, we just like hanging out with you. We're paying you to hang out with us. What am I? A rental boyfriend? That sounds like I'm a rental boyfriend. They don't have to happen, period. But yeah, let me just drink some water here. Oh, thank you. I mean, we get cucked by you simping for fictional characters while we pay money. You guys like that one guy? That, like, from Rental Girlfriend? That, like, got a boner from getting cucked? Sounds exactly like Rental Boyfriend. Yeah, it does. Jokes on me aside, you do need to actually self-care more often. It's like you're allergic to taking care of yourself sometimes. Yeah, it's really rough. Like, like I tend to not go into it that often, but like, I haven't gone clothes shopping in like over a year. I've legitimately worn clothes with holes in them because I'd be waiting on like more wearable clothes to get washed. Cause I haven't been able to go clothes shopping. And when I get sick, I have literally just been like, I just need to tank it. I just need to tank it, bro. Take it akin to covering your part of the bill when you go out to eat with friends. Punishment suggestion. Go clothes shopping after stream. Yeah, God. I need to go clothes shopping. A lot of my pants are getting too small for me. Punishment suggestion. Compliment Elio. Elio, if there ever was a meetup for a convention, I'm taking you out shopping. I'll bankroll you. Y'all are too kind. I'm just happy to have you guys here with me, because already, like, I feel bad that the last, like, half hour has just been me crying, but, like, it's nice being able to talk. If you want it to actually be fun, you can have people pick out stuff from your throne to buy clothes from. That's true. Too kind is not my name, Elio. Really? I guess it is NN Twy, not NN Too Kind. It would be quite entertaining to see how he would compliment himself. He needs to do it more often. Look in a mirror and compliment himself. I can't use his throne, sadly. It blocks me and flags as fraud on my cards. Yeah, I don't, why is throne like that? Throne is so weird. Well, I wish there was like an alternative to throne or something that didn't do that. But I think throne has Monopoly. Oh, that reminds me. You know what's amazing? NN Twy? Maybe Amazon wishlist? Oh, right. People can buy stuff from the Amazon wishlist. Like the CyberConnect 2 T-Fund. I forgot about that. Yeah, maybe I'll go make an Amazon wishlist. Elio Lappy. Well, I thought it was NN Twy. Jeez. Yeah, let me get one more water. Sorry, YouTube crowd. I'm still crying from the tea wish list, by the way. Yeah, I know no matter how bad it gets for me, at least I'm not a company asking for tea. Because Namco Bandai is just that bad to CyberConnect 2. Feels bad. The president's will, huh? It gave my father medal after medal. They had to come up with new ones just for him. So the current real suggestions, honestly compliment yourself. Go clothes shopping after subathon. Alright. If you guys are serious, I'll add it to the punishment wheel. I will buy a pair of pants. In the end, there were no medals left to give, so he made us the keepers of his last will and testament. I thought for a second he said lore keepers because I saw Lang and then keepers. I was like, a lore keeper? Like a Wikipedia? Eat more veggies. Yeah, I finally got some food because I got the Twitch payout today. So it wasn't much, but I did finally eat something a couple hours ago. So that's good, because last 2 days I wasn't eating. Elio, at the least are you taking vitamins? No, I don't have any vitamins. Oof. Another thing I really need is sleeping medication. God. I remember I was asking last night. I was like, can I get, do you guys have any sleep medication? They're like, no, and I'm like, fuck, I need to go buy some. Cause I don't know how I'm gonna be able to make it out of this without taking sleep medication right now. We are looking into getting a thing that can lift him when he falls. And just kind of lift him out of bed, because a lot of times when he pushes the buzzer, it's because he's trying to get out of bed and he needs help. So, especially at night, I feel like he sleeps more in the day than he does at night. I think because of like his dementia and stuff, he has like a really bad what's the word? What's the word? He's just bad at being able to tell what time it is, basically. So he'll be thinking that it's been like a couple hours since he last called anyone in, but it'll be like an hour or two. Scratch that. Buy protein powder. I want to see the bun get buff. Protein powder has been found to have lead. Ooh. It's like the asbestos earrings. Scratch that then. There was a giant news outbreak yesterday. Oh, wow. That's crazy. I don't pay attention to news. I live under a rock. Alright, I'll just get some vitamins and sleeping medication then. The worst thing about sleep medication though is because of how my body is, I have to be careful that I don't overdose, but at the same time, I am really I take a lot of sleep medication when I have it, that my body has worked up like, I guess, a really good resistance to sleep medication. Like, I know a lot of people recommend, God, what is that one sleeping med everyone recommends? I get recommended that a lot, and it does not help. I think like the only thing that has really been working for me has been like, I think it was like Tylenol PM, like knocks me out. I used to have like doctor prescribed sleep meds when I was still getting like a therapist, but I haven't been to the doctor in a while, so that subscription has gone away. But that medication they gave me really helped. I think it was like a Abilify or something like that. God, that reminds me of the buff JPEG of that one Doki Doki Literature Club character. Now I'm imagining that one with Elia's face instead. I remember I went to Anime Expo for a Doki Doki Literature Club panel, and like it was just full of like Natsuki cosplays, and one of them was like a buff Natsuki, and then there was one Monica that was the MC. Does chamomile tea help with you? Not as far as I've noticed. I do like drinking chamomile, but I haven't really noticed me getting sleepy after having chamomile. But I don't know. I like it. I can say that. I like chamomile tea. I did hear, I was looking up some stuff about how to keep my uncle asleep, because of how he's been waking up like every hour or every 2 hours at night. And I did read one thing where there's like a lavender sachet that you can get, and I was like, maybe I should get that for myself. Shakes your hand because same, but was worth a shot. Yeah, I don't know if people say that lavender is really relaxing, and I do agree that I like the taste and smell of lavender, so maybe I should get like a lavender sachet put nearby. At least just to mellow me out, because God, am I stressed. Anyway. Those medals, that duty, their greatest pride, our family jewels. Your balls? Disgusting. What? This is... What is it, Agent Lang? Does it have anything to do with our current case? You could say that. Seems he was planning on publicly acknowledging Sean as his son. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, like how Freya told Elise that she sleeps with a sprig of lavender under her bed. Yeah. Yeah, so I was thinking maybe I would get a lavender sachet and put it under my pillow. Like Freya. I'm being so evil. What did you do? What is this? Let me... Twy is evil. What did you do? Oh, this is a weird capture. Hold on, let me... Transform and reset? Maybe that'll fix it? Yeah, that looks a lot better. Like, had like invisible borders around it. Alright, what is this? Ellie will never guess the nefarious thing that is hiding in the court record. What did you do? Twy's evidence. Twy's evil, despicable message. You are our one-bit heart, Elio. Don't underestimate your inherent value. Absolute cinema. I like how you used the Jackie art here. Also, is it me or is that like... Oh, did I turn down the lighting? No. Huh. The lighting seems like lower on OBS than it does on the actual... on my actual screen. Wonder what's up with that. Thank you, Twy. I'm so evil, cause you're absolute cinema. I got reminded of that one image I made of Elliot where I drew his face over that disproportionately sized teddy bear, but I no longer have it saved in... Oh, I might have it saved. Hold on. I'm pretty sure I have a lot of SkyreCon stuff saved. I think, would I have put that in this here? I see some SkyreCon stuff in here. I'm weird in how I organize my stuff. I saw like the Bonoy looking through the what's it called? The eye thing, like in monitoring. And then me hanging on a clothesline. Let me see. And this one. No. Is it in? I have so many like folders. I need to organize this shit. Then this one. No, but I see the Skibbity Riz Linux art. Well, this one. About just in my pictures. I have so many freaking files. Yeah, I can't find it. I can see other SkyreCon art. I guess I forgot to save it. Aw, man. I got a code for Ninja Gaiden 4 and it said it was in honor of Itagaki. That makes me kind of sad. Oh, yeah, because he passed away recently, huh? Rest in peace. It's been a lot of fan art for the bun over the years, huh? Yeah, it's really impressive, honestly. Cause I'm not like a popular streamer by any means. So I appreciate all of the fan art. I have stuff saved from like 2020. I have old fan art from like 2020. I think like half of the art I have is from people that don't even watch me anymore, but I still hold on to it. Unfortunately, I do have to go back to work. Have fun, Bun. Yee, have a good day at work, SkyreCon. See you later. And enjoy the lurk. Sean's name appears in the president's will? And we're certain that the document is authentic. That President Wang wrote it himself. I wonder if that's part of the reason they were trying to kidnap him. Sure we are. It's old, but it's real. My family took charge of it back before the SS5 incident happened. Wow, that long ago? I was a big fan of Dead or Alive. In the Ninja Gaiden reboot series, he started at Team Ninja back in the day. Ooh. Yeah, I've always wanted to play Dead or Alive. I've always wanted to play, Dead or Alive Extreme Volleyball. Because I remember I used to watch G4 a lot. And, like, back in the early 2000s, they were obsessed with talking about that game. And I remember I wanted it so bad, but my mom would not get me that game, and I didn't even know how to bring it up to my mom, because I want to say I was like 12 or something. Oh god, they love their scantily clad women. AJB. G4, oh cringe, yeah, I watched G4, and I watched like Happy Tree Friends and stuff when I was like 12. I watched like fucking American Ninja. And I watched their like stupid like waifu rating like videos. Yeah, X-Play. Yeah, X-Play. Yeah, I watched X-Play. X-Play absolutely loved it, if I remember right. Yeah, they were obsessed. They were obsessed with that game. Like, they like, hyped that game up so much. They're like, back then, I wasn't, like, into, like, dating sims or anything, but I was like, whoa, this must be a crazy game if G4 talks about it so much. I really want it. But I think it was only on Xbox, so even then, I couldn't really get it. My first exposure to Dead or Alive was that volleyball game at an internet cafe my older brother visited often, so I was very shocked to learn that was actually a spin-off game. Ryu Hayabusa will always be my favorite ninja of all time. Itagaki truly made the definitive super ninja when he redesigned him for the reboot series. Aww. Mama Cavell. This joke will never get old for me. Hi, Ars. Welcome. They'll want to analyze it back home to be sure, but I'd stake my name on it being the genuine article. Wang was a renowned world leader. A child nobody knew about would have been sure to cause a stir. And yet he chose to mention the child in his will nonetheless. Well, that's that, I guess. I still can't quite believe it, but the president confirmed it with his own hand. There's no denying it. Sean, you're President Wang's son. Does that mean he's gonna be the new president? Are we talking president as in like monarchy president? Or president as in elected president? Sean! Sean! I don't think that's how presidents work. President as in king, or president as in democracy? Honestly, at this point, I don't even think elections are democratic. I certainly don't care for anyone on the ballot. You're not wrong. April 6th, 4:51 p.m. Big building, empty lot. That's one thing I'll never understand by the people being like, oh, if you don't like this guy, then you're on this side, and I'm like, no, I don't like the guy from that side either, actually. I hate all sides. Y'all suck. Sean. He was my dad? It can't have been easy, learning the truth about his father's identity so unexpectedly. And too late to ever get to know him. You know how hard I tried to find him? Sean. I get it. He was the president. He had a lot more to think about than just me. But he was right there in front of me. Right there on the set. So why? Why didn't he just say something? Why didn't he tell me who he was? Like, it's better to vote than to not, but sheesh, the candidates are not the best picks. Yeah. Like, there was only one guy I wanted to vote for, and he didn't even wind up on the ballot. It's like voting which one is less likely to eat your face off. For real. Real. I'm sorry, Sean. I'm so sorry. It's not your fault, Mom. It's mine. If I hadn't broken my promise to you, that fire would have never happened, and you wouldn't have, the little hug. I've ruined everything. Everything. It's all my fault. I even ruined your flowers. Sean. Please, you mustn't blame yourself. Just try to be here with me. Just for a little while. The bond between parent and child, as symbolized by the lion lily. I'm no expert, but it's native to Zhengfa, so I know that much at least. Sadly, we don't have the luxury of dwelling on such things just now. I know it might seem insensitive, Agent Lang, but sentimentality won't help us here. We need to focus on what we can do about the case before us. You're right. I believe we learned all we need to about what happened back then for now. How did it all line up with your father's theories about the case? I want to know. He took those to the grave with him. He never shared his thoughts with anybody. There's no way of knowing now what he figured out. What about your own thoughts? Are you feeling any more positive in light of what we learned from Kay's reconstruction? Are we any closer to learning what really happened 12 years ago? You know, I think we might be. My father's footsteps are starting to become clear. Edgeworth, Sean, being involved in their father's death and blaming themselves for it. God! This game has so many parallels. I really love it. Edgeworth with the smell my finger action I see. Yeah. Hi there, Kurama. Now all we need to do is follow them. Oh, the way to the truth. Foxing around. That's a good pun. The real story of the SS5 incident. The president went to the orphanage that night. That much we know for sure. The Torosaurus toy proves it. He must have gone there to meet with Amelie Fenn. Except he was kidnapped, and Alldown happened to see it. Aldan hadn't been there, it wouldn't have been a murder, just a kidnapping. Wait, so did he get that Taurosaurus plush to give to Sean? And was never able to give it to him? Or something? Instead, they had to move his body to the planters and stage that photo to throw everybody off the scent. So, that's our current theory, is it? SS5 instant case file data updated. But there's something I still don't understand. There is. This. Why risk staging the picture? Because they wanted to go to court and pretend that certain events didn't happen at the time that... Oh. Oh lord, how long was I away? Sorry about that. Oh. That was a lot. But I'm back. I'm back. This. Why risk staging the picture? They would have had to force the president to play along. What if he hadn't? Welcome back. Thank you. Had to do a lot of stuff. It's a good question. We may be closer to discovering the answer than we think, so yeah. I will say, when the subathon starts on Saturday, don't be surprised if, like, I have to leave, like, every hour or two, because that tends to be how often he presses the buzzer for help, so. Hey, Elio, I thought you died. I wish. We may be closer to discovering the answer than we think. We'll just have to get there one deduction at a time. Every time Lang clasps his hands, I just imagine the Kratos bow about to come out. You're not allowed. Yeah, I guess we will. Alright, deduce away. Oh boy, boy. Alright, let's press ya. Nothing should be taken for granted at this stage. We need to treat even the seemingly certain with caution. Like, right, there was the perfect animation for it. Can we really be sure that the president went to the orphanage? I get it. You want evidence?
This is a nice change of pace from people asking you to show them proof, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
Hands clasped into hand out, and him staring with a sideways head at you. Thinks he's gonna kick us down a hole. There's no need to actually say it out loud, okay. I almost called her Cray Foresight. God, what was his weapon? That had, like, that really dumb name, like, it's like Genocide Beam or something like that. God. The plushie has a recording device concealed inside it, correct? It does. It was used by Sean's mother, Emily. And to record a message asking the president to meet her at the orphanage at midnight.
Whoa! You're finishing each other's sentences now? What a team! You two will peel away the layers of the truth like an onion, I'm sure of it.
The truth has many layers. You do realize that there's nothing underneath all the layers of an onion, don't you, Kay?
Aww.
Oh, VCam. Okay, give me. Oh, whoops. Accidentally moved the blood instead of my body. Let me just block that stuff. Okay, there we go. Truth has many layers, Ed boy. It still read my mind. Could you try to say something a little less unfortunate sounding?
You two will peel away the layers of the truth like the skin of a wolf, I'm sure of it.
Huh? He said less unfortunate sounding.
Yeah, you talk about skinning his persona.
Ahem. Shall I continue? Could we go over the details once again? So, Mr. Alldown saw the president being kidnapped from right by the orphanage.
And he was standing next to the snowman.
The murderer crept up behind him, grabbed a brick, and... Oh!
Eee!
Calm down, Kay. We're simply verifying our understanding of events.
Yeah, well, that little outburst just blew my understanding out of my ears.
Listen, he's got it. He's got a howl. He's a furry.
I know we have to go over all this again, but can we do it less dramatically?
Really? Fine. I'm happy to keep answering if you're happy to keep listening or keep asking. If Mr. Alldown hadn't been there, huh? That's an interesting suggestion. Care to explain? There's not a whole lot to explain. You saw the kidnapping, so he was murdered. If he hadn't been there, maybe the kidnapping could have happened without any blood being spilled. But could it?
He makes it sound as if it was Mr. Alldown's fault that he was murdered.
That's not what Agent Lang is saying, Kay. What he means is that Mr. Alldown was the only person who died at the orphanage that night.
Well, of course he was. They kidnapped the president and everything. But the ransom was paid and he came home safely, right?
She's right, of course, but why does something bother me about that? I think it might be worth taking a look over at the evidence. Yeah, the blood wasn't Alldown's. I think that's what I gotta do. Finished discussing things with your assistant, Mr. Prosecutor? Let's continue, shall we?
Okay, I think I know. I think I know what I gotta do.
This is another very important part of our current theory. Shall we go over all the details again? Sure, probably a good idea. Alright, first, what did Alldown see? He saw the president being kidnapped from right in front of the building. But the kidnappers were keen to avoid any suggestion that they might be connected with the orphanage. Yep, so they replaced the film in Alldown's camera and staged a photograph of the kidnapping occurring farther away from the building. Indeed, and then they moved Mr. Alldown's body to a location consistent with what that picture showed. The secrets buried underneath the snow 12 years ago are finally coming to light.
And we're sure that's really what happened that night? What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
I just noticed she's got kind of like a cat mouth.
Just a little bit.
I get the sense that we're still not seeing everything. That there's something else at play behind it all.
There is? But what?
There's a piece of evidence we've discovered that Agent Lang's theory can't explain.
Yeah, the blood stain.
Let's present him with it and develop our thinking further.
Yeah, I know. I know. I may not be dumb all the time.
One! You're saying there would have been no murder if Mr. Aldan hadn't witnessed the kidnapping? But is that really the case? Why wouldn't it be? The main aim was to abduct the president, right? So if there hadn't been a witness present, they wouldn't have needed to murder anybody. And yet it remains possible that Mr. Aldan wasn't the only person killed that night. Ho ho ho. Alright, let me come back down. There we go. There was a large pool of blood between the planters, but Mr. Aldan was murdered over by the snowman. It can't have belonged to him. What if all that blood by the planters belonged to somebody else? Come on, Mr. Prosecutor. You do realize what you're saying, don't you? I do. It's hard to believe. I'll be the first to admit it. But it's what the evidence suggests. Not just one person was killed here 12 years ago, but two. You're saying they covered up a whole separate murder? But whose? Who else was killed that night? Whoever covered up this other homicide did so very skillfully indeed. They even seem to have been able to avoid it being mentioned in the files. But they didn't quite get rid of everything. Like the piece of evidence from 12 years ago that they never managed to erase. The drawing? The drawing. Bodhidharma. Excelsius Winner tried to shroud the existence of the other murder in darkness. But there is one piece of evidence he wasn't able to suppress. Thanks to the efforts of your father, Agent Lang. My father? Cast your mind back, if you will. Something else was hidden along with all the other evidence from the crime scene. Lang's father? Granddaddy? Who said that? The existence of the child who set the fire in front of the orphanage. But why would Chairman Winner wish to erase him from the record? Because he saw something he should not have. That's why.
I mean, is it really... Did the kid really set the fire? Are we sure that wasn't Excelsius that set the fire? He did? What was it?
It fits with his MO of lighting literally everything on fire. It's right here in this picture. The picture my father kept. I think we can all agree that the president on the right hand... We can all agree that's the president on the right-hand side. And that's a Torosaurus toy in his hand. And who's that standing across from him? Bodhidharma. There's only one thing worse than a corrupt prosecutor. A child. Eastern robes and a black dog. That can only be Bodhidharma Connie's.
What? The creepy assassin guy?
And what would a hired killer be doing in the presence of a president? I can think of only one thing. And he did have connections to Fifi. That's right. It wasn't a kidnapping that occurred here 12 years ago. That would explain also why he had shit on her. Like to blackmail her. It was an assassination.
Yeah. And Warden Lagarde and
In fact, oh god. Game was stuttering there for a second. Let me make a save just in case the Capcom game pulls a Capcom. One provided the venue for the killing, and the other suppressed the testimony of the child who witnessed it. Mr. Aldown was murdered because what he witnessed was actually an assassination. And not the kidnapping he thought it to be at all. Do you think I'm an idiot? How could the president have died 12 years ago? Presidents have a lot of body doubles. We only found his body this morning. He was alive and well until just recently.
Yeah, we even met him.
And there is that theory that, like, presidents make, like, clones of themselves. So if they die, they stay president. But that's, like, conspiracy theory shit. Indeed. So we have a president killed 12 years ago, and a president killed in the last 48 hours. 2 presidents, in other words.
It's just like the Parent Trap.
Except not really.
Right, which is completely impossible.
Or is it? I think it's entirely possible for there to be 2 presidents. In fact, that would explain a lot. Yeah, why he was like that in case 2. I did think that he was like a body double. But I didn't know that it was because the original was dead. I just thought he was staying extra safe by having a body double pose as him. The president was a clone, placed into power by the Lalilulelo. The first second you said by the Labubu. The Labubus put him into power. Regardless of what happened, I still respect him. People thinking that the government is run by... What's that one conspiracy theory? People say reptilians. The government is run by reptilians. Wrong! The government's run by the Labubus. Zhengfa may not be a big country. I mean, think about how big the Labubus got. Think about how popular they got overnight with people. They're manipulating us. But he held that place together. The president Agent Lang spoke of was a noble and capable leader. No, The presidential mask has well and truly slipped. Entirely unlike the man we met. It really did seem as if they were 2 completely different people. But how could one country have 2 presidents? Parent Trap. What could explain a situation like that? Parent Trap. This is how it was possible for there to be 2 presidents. What? They were both played by Lindsay Lohan! I think it could be twins, but I think it was more just a body double. One of the 2 was a body double. Tell me that doesn't make sense. A body double? President Wang was a man of great power and influence in Zhengfa, a figure on the world stage. There must have been countless attempts on his life over the years. Such as the one at Gourd Lake only a few days ago. It's true, there were more than a few assassination attempts. And you know, considering the fact that he got stabbed like 5 times, you know, I did wonder how he was able to just shake it off so easily. Now it all makes sense. That doesn't mean I'm about to accept that there was more than one president. God, I feel like my OBS, like, the colors look darker than what I see in everything else. What is going on with my display? Not without proof, like, hold on, let me... It looks fine on my Twitch manager, but in OBS it looks darker. Do you have any proof that there was more than one president? I can't listen to it.
Is it that?
That there's no footage of him writing. No. He took the 51. Oh wait. She didn't see the president pass through. Huh. That is a little weird. I'm gonna keep looking. It's weird. You mentioned something similar when Dwarf was watching from Discord share. Keep in mind that there was. Let me see. Yeah, he was at the embassy. I think that's it. Yeah, he was at the embassy while he was getting kidnapped. I don't think he's noticed the contradiction staring him in the face. Or is he just unable to accept it? What's the matter, Mr. Prosecutor? You're pretty quiet all of a sudden. In Emily Fenn's recordings, she asked the president to be at the orphanage at midnight. Also, I think the volume was pretty low, so I turned it up a little bit. But it shouldn't have been possible for him to be there at the time. Huh? How come? 'Cause his ass is getting kidnapped/murdered! Because he was supposedly still at the embassy. With your father, Agent Lang. So, he had noticed. The only way he could have been in two places at once is if there were two of him. Oh! So, the real president, that was the one who... I saw a Metal Gear Solid reference in chat. Where are the nanomachines, though? The nanomachines. 9 to 12 years ago. I think it might have been. But why? And who? Who would have hired Connies to murder the president? In order to figure that out, we'll need to look again at the piece of evidence we recently discovered was a fake. The fake evidence. What was it again? Fake evidence was... Oh, right. It was the photograph, wasn't it? Because it was staged. The picture taken with Mr. Aldown's camera was staged sometime after his murder. Mr. Aldown was murdered because he witnessed the president's assassination. In other words, the photograph too must have been taken after the real president's death. So, who is the president in the staged photograph? The body double. Nothing else makes sense. I believe the president's double had him killed so that he could take his place permanently? What? Huh? I did not think that he was working with them. An Excelsius winner and Fifi Lagarde helped him do it. Wait, you don't even have a body to support your theory. Are you telling me it magically disappeared? No, in fact, we know exactly where it wound up. Wait, so that was our body? But didn't they estimate the time of death? What? The president's body was here the whole time. In the suit? Is he saying it was in the suit? Estimates are only estimates. He did also manipulate that one doctor from the last case to fake the autopsy. Wait, is there nothing to show the... Is there nothing to show the suit? In Nidar? Yeah. Was it... I wanna say it was... the monster costume. Wait, was he just buried? Wait, is that why he wanted to dig up a thing? Because his body was buried? Had to step away for a bit. They did a calling all master ninjas. They want to do a special trailer with fans doing crazy combos and Ninja Gaiden 4 to honor Itagaki's legacy as a farewell, but I don't think I have the skills anymore. They've diminished since Ninja Gaiden 2. I'd still say try it out. Yeah, I'm gonna say maybe his body is buried here. Like at the orphanage. Chairman Winner dug something up last night. Something he couldn't trust anybody else to retrieve. We thought it might have been the ransom money, but it was actually something even more important.
Wait, you mean...
That's right. The real president's body. I think it's highly likely, anyway.
What?
The body may have decomposed in the intervening years, but the bones would surely have remained. Mr. Powers informed us that construction is due to start here sometime soon. Everything had to be wrapped up before then. The shooting of the movie and the recovery of the president's remains.
Yeah, I guess once they started digging the place up, they would have found them pretty quick, huh?
Agent Lang, we need to have the so-called monster footprints analyzed again. See if there was a corpse in there. Yeah, I guess we do. There was a body under one of them. There should be trace evidence to confirm it. Hey, get me somebody from forensics. Sir, presenting the findings of our analysis, sir. Traces of human remains were found in the dirt, along with other signs of a body having been buried. Ugh, so it really was him. Bones were also recovered from the home of
Gee, he kept the bones in his house?
From the home of Excelsius Winner. Jesus Christ, dude. The physique looks to be about right, and dental and medical records are matched. Bro, what the fuck, Excelsius? It's him, no doubt about it. This gotta be one of the more grisly ones. So, as suspected, the real President Wang was killed 12 years ago. And the SS5 kidnapping was in fact a homicide. Monster footprints data updated in my organizer.
Wow, so it really was a murder, huh? This case has taken so many twists and turns, I'm starting to lose track.
Yes, perhaps we should summarize our findings, just to confirm that we understand everything correctly. This really has been the case of old time.
Good idea. Let's go over everything from the point where the president arrived at the orphanage.
12 years ago, the real President Wang visited the orphanage. Usually, maybe I need to wait to see how the fallout of this case goes. But like, usually I'm able to, when someone asks like, what's your favorite case? I'll be able to go, this one. But in this game, I really liked case 3, and I'm really liking case 5 as well. It's gonna be difficult for me to say which one is my favorite. His aim, to meet his infant son. The footprints we originally assumed to be those of Mr. Aldown seem likely to have actually been made by the president upon his arrival. Instead of being greeted by his child, he was met by the assassin Bodhidharma Kanis.
That's so sad. He's hoping to see his baby for the first time, only to...
Damn, that's fucked up. Indeed. But at least with Mr. Connies, we can be sure that the job was swiftly and effectively completed.
God, can you at least let him see his son before y'all kill his ass?
The devs mentioned in the official art book was that one of their design philosophies for Ace Attorney Investigations 2 was to make it so that any case could have been the last case of another game. Wow. That's crazy.
They did a really good job with this. Like, I really do think this is one of my favorite Ace Attorneys. If not my favorite, I've really been enjoying this one. Like, a lot.
But then, after the assassination, another tragedy occurred. I remember people saying that this game is really good.
But, like, yeah, they weren't kidding.
Mr. Aldown's murder. So we have body doubles now, and the men in black appearing in the background of certain areas. All I'm saying, let's not rule out aliens, and that Edgeworth isn't being scouted to be a new Agent E.
Yeah, maybe the body double was an alien.
Yes. Seems he witnessed a key moment in the evening's proceedings. The moment when our culprits, the so-called kidnappers, took the president's body around to the side of the building. That was the site that sealed his fate. We've now established that he was standing by the orphanage gates at the time. Far enough away that he believed what he was seeing was the president's abduction. At which point...
Oh, the body double who had come to meet up with his co-conspirators walked right up behind Mr. Aldown,
leading to our unfortunate eyewitness
being murdered by the man who was plotting to replace the president. So, was it the body double who moved Mr. Aldown's body too?
Yes, I think it probably was.
Were the shoes that were there the president's shoes? But none of the footprints could have been his, could they?
Actually, I think they could. In fact, we have a piece of evidence that proves how this particular trick was achieved. Which shows how the body double managed to move the body without leaving any footprints.
It's either the burn, but that's in a different location,
or the shoes. What if the president's double moved Mr. Aldown's body like this? After killing Mr. Aldown, he could have carried him to the other side of the entrance. And given that his job was to look just like the president, he would have been wearing the same shoes. Meaning that if he stepped exactly in the footprints left by the real president,
dang, they even have the same body type. They have the same shoe size? Of course. His would have been the same shape and size. I guess that makes sense, because, like, the public probably has, like, records on, like, the president's shoe size and stuff, because people get awfully parasocial about presidents. It would have looked like a single set of footprints. So that's how it all went down? I'm so glad we finally figured it out. Wait, but there's one thing I still don't get.
There is. What?
Why did they need to pretend that there was a kidnapping?
Mr. Aldown had seen the president at the orphanage and left a message on Miss Ringer's phone describing what he thought he saw. Would have been impossible for the conspirators to erase that message. So they had to make it look as if the events described in the message were true.
That's such a weird concept point in actuality. Parasocial about a president. Yeah, in a way, presidents have become weird-ass idols.
Why did they need to pretend there was a kidnapping? Because kids often nap. That is true. Become royal family. True. True. God. Yeah, people are crazy. People are crazy about the royal family. My mom was crazy about the royal family, and we're not even British. They've been idols for a while. Well, actually, my mom was only a fan of Princess Diana. Like, she bought all of the, like, paparazzi magazines, and she was, like, obsessed with, like, finding out who, like, killed her and stuff. Like, my mom loved her. I'd never seen her, like, as obsessed and as upset as the day Princess Diana died. My mom was crazy about the royal family. Cough. You could have stopped before the about cough. Oh no, I might have a cold. Kinda reminds me of the Selena craze, yeah.
By staging a kidnapping like the one he thought he saw.
Exactly. I think the two people in the photograph are likely to be the body double and Fifi Lagarde. I know when the royal wedding happened a while back, people are crazy about that too.
She's the one in the trench coat? How can you be so sure about that?
The two of them would have had to walk out beyond the orphanage gates to set the photo. Stage the photo, blah. The body double could have put his feet in the real president's prints as he did before.
Oh, so the other set of footprints were hers.
The ones we originally thought belonged to the killer, yes. They're about a size 9. Too small for Chairman Winner, in other words. Which means the kidnapper must have been played by Warden Lagarde. And that explains how a so-called kidnapping was actually a presidential assassination. It does. Which means my father must have noticed. There's no way he wouldn't have suspected a murder. He wouldn't have. Bleh, bleh. Especially not with the kid's picture as proof. But the picture was never officially put into evidence, correct?
Yeah, probably because Excelsius was in charge of the case.
And his ass was gonna, like, get rid of the evidence. No. He appears to have kept hold of it after taking the witness statement of the child who drew it. Yeah, because he knew. He knew President Wang was dead. He knew what would happen if that news ever got out. Zhang Fa would have been plunged into chaos, no doubt. So, he kept it a secret, and that secret died with him. Even though it meant taking the blame for the kidnapping, and our family name being ruined. So, your father knew the truth about what happened 12 years ago, but he chose to hide it.
Well, it's finally coming to light at last.
Damn. Is it indeed intriguing?
Huh?
What? Who's there? Who is this? Oh shit. Bodhidharma? Oh fuck. That sound. Is that a bell? That's right, he escaped. Bodhidharma Kanis. Actually, looking back into it, the biggest, like, craze I remember was the OG Tickle Me Elmos. I remember seeing grown-ups actually fighting in Toys R Us when I was younger. Absolutely wild over a toy. Yeah, why were they so obsessed with the Tickle Me Elmos? Like, I don't get it. What the heck are you doing here? With a law, you think you can show up in front of us like it ain't a problem? Forgive me, but I couldn't help overhearing the fascinating conversation you were having. The opportunity to gloat over your past crimes was just too good to miss, I expect. You killed President Wang! I did. But it's not something I'm inclined... Oh. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. In life, we're like... Game actually played... No, Connie's decapitated Elio. But yeah, I guess you guys can see what I'm dealing with right now. With how often I've had to be gone. The dog distinctly reminds me of one from an old cartoon. It was a wrinkly dog. The joke is it would suck its head into the wrinkles and the head would pop out the other side. So it's hard to tell which way the dog was going. Yeah, I've never heard of that cartoon. But yeah, I just... We got him diapers, and he's not wearing them. He's going to the doctor tomorrow, though, and we're forcing him to wear them to the doctors. Because the first time I got pulled away, it was because he peed himself. He couldn't get to the bathroom on his own. So I had to change his briefs. And now he went again after like 40 minutes. And me and my cousin were like, you should really put on the diaper. Well, like, we didn't say it, but we, you know, showed him it. Because we don't want to, you know, say diaper. But he's just like, no. Even though he keeps swirling all of his underwear. We have to keep washing it and stuff. And he goes all over the floor and you have to mop. Oh, Uncle, yeah. Just wish he'd stop being so stubborn about it. All it does is cause us more issues. You really don't need to apologize to us. Yeah, I still just, I feel bad. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Like, I can't even stream for like 2 hours, you know? Without being called away like 2 times. Because of this. Like, I get it. It's embarrassing to wear them, but it's even more embarrassing to soil himself like this. Yeah. What about the dispensable style adult diapers that look kind of like our undergarment? That's what we got him. That's what we got him. But he doesn't want to wear them. I did. It's not something I'm inclined to gloat under. Like, it literally just looks like... It literally just looks like brief. It literally just looks like briefs. It does not even look like a diaper. I don't get it. I get it. It's a pride thing. It's a pride thing. He doesn't want to admit, you know, how bad it is. But like he knows how bad it is. Life happens. No need to apologize. Yeah, it just sucks. I can't like. I feel bad. I feel bad when I complain about this stuff because I also know that it's part of my responsibility being here. But I can't help but also want to complain. Ugh. It sucks for you far more than it sucks for me, Elio. Yeah. I just feel kind of like an asshole when I complain about it, you know? Like, I shouldn't be complaining about it, but it's rough. Cause I just wish he'd do that one thing. You're allowed to vent. It's okay. Yeah. Like, I'm getting tired of having, like mop and help him out of his briefs and all that, like, every, like, 45 minutes. I don't know. I feel like an asshole saying that, though. I was more interested in something else you mentioned. Or someone else, should I say. Someone you're looking for, I suppose. Exactly. That's why I took a little sojourn from the penitentiary to find a certain young pup. A young pup in a rather eye-catching red raincoat. Oh. What?
Wait, you know who they are?
In a manner of speaking, what did you call them again? A secret mastermind? It's your friend in the red raincoat, of course. A red raincoat? The prosecutor looks a little surprised, doesn't he, Helmut? Yes, he does. The young pup I mentioned. He saved my life, you know, 12 long years ago.
You have your own life. He's legally not your dependent, nor are you his. As far as I'm aware. Yeah. I don't think I'm on the record at all. And you're not even getting, I'm not even getting paid to do this. Like, yes, he's family, but also you're more than allowed to complain. Yeah. Like, I know it's part of, you know, the whole living here thing is I gotta do this, but it's like, my god. Time will sadly get the best of all of us. It is the cruel price of life, after all. Yeah. I don't know. If he can't do that, then I wish at the very least we could get like a night nurse or something. I know my family's not gonna be responsive to that, though, because the rest of my family has pride about, you know, raising him. Or not raising him, looking after him. And then the whole diaper thing with him, his pride's not letting him, you know, wear it. My unexpected savior. As you have surmised, it was I who killed President Wang. But that meant that I, too, became an inconvenience in need of removal. The imposter president, Winner, Lagarde, all three were keen to guarantee my silence. And if I hadn't met my friend, the young pup, again, they might even have succeeded. Ah, so that's why Lagarde is trying to do that to him.
I wonder what he's doing now. So, it was the president's body double who hired you? I remember his words almost as if it were yesterday. Know how many times I've nearly been killed? Not once, not twice, a bunch of times. Why do I have to take all the risks? Why am I the one they always put in danger? When I'm out there being him, people treat me like I was him. They worship me. So what's the difference? Who's to say I couldn't be just as good as him? And there was a difference, of course. Even if he did look and sound exactly like him. Just because it walks and talks like a president, that doesn't make it a president, does it, boy? No.
How about he just, like, goes dad, in the midst of his sentences?
So, he got his wish and became the boss. I couldn't quite fill his predecessor's shoes. Work's not around. That means I'm number one. I wonder if you have what it takes to step into such capable shoes.
You. Of course I do. I'm the leader now. Me!
Seems the king and his knight were much the same. Damn.
Parallels. This game has so many parallels.
The president's double knew that his employer had a weakness, a young woman named Emily. In order to find her, he needed to enlist the help of locals. Locals such as Chairman Winner. Once Miss Fenn had been located, they simply needed to find the right time to lay their trap.
The meeting she arranged so the president could meet his son. That would have been the perfect opportunity.
Indeed. And with the head of the orphanage brought into the fold, their little conspiracy was complete. Warden Lagarde. Now, quid pro quo. Quid pro quo. Where might I find the pup? What makes you think the boy who helped you and our mysterious string puller are one and the same?
I just want to squish that dog's wrinkles, man. Yeah, his dog is so cute.
You set a little fire that night, out there in the yard of the orphanage. The ones that look like they're like old souls are like the best kind of dogs. They're so cute.
Oh yeah, we saw that. It was some kind of a prank, right?
A prank? It was nothing of the sort, my dear. No, as I understand it, he had taken refuge in the igloo by the entrance. From there, he happened to see Winter and Lagarde carrying away a dead body. He also overheard them hatching a certain sordid little plot. A plot to remove me, the only other person who knew what had really happened, from the picture. Thankfully, he was kind enough to come and inform me. I was waiting inside the building, you see. He also happened to mention later on that he was wearing his favorite red raincoat. In any case, he escorted me from the premises. And, being a very considerate boy, thought to erase both our footprints from the scene of the crime. So it was a boy? What if? What if? Okay. So they're at the...
They're at the orphanage.
While they do this. And this was a boy, right?
I don't think this... Is this the same boy that witnessed it? I don't think so. But it could be another boy at the orphanage. Wouldn't it be crazy if, like, either the guy that set the fire, like the kid at the orphanage that set the fire and was, like, a witness, or whoever was helping Connie's was, like, the missing son of that one guy from, case 3. There was one singular boy at the orphanage. Like, imagine... I feel like imagine if, after getting abandoned, like, the son was like, fuck all of you.
It seems he had a little kerosene set aside in the igloo for just such an occasion. For real? So he spread it liberally about the place and set himself a little fire.
Set him... Don't word it like that. It makes it sound like he lit, like, his actual body on fire. No way! So that's what the fire was for.
Must have been ever so beautiful. Wynn and Lagarde were positively enchanted. And while they were distracted by the show, he took the opportunity to usher me out of a side entrance. You never answered my question. You really think he's the one behind all this? I do indeed. Don't I, Helmet? Yes, yes I do.
Who knows, though? Characters from previous cases end up being relevant somehow, so you may be onto something. Yeah, like, I feel like every case has been connected. Like, so who's to say that that kid won't show up?
Hold it. You were pretty forthcoming with that particular admission. If I'm honest, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm tired of all the killing. But back then, I felt that death was my path. I embraced it and strove to learn what it had to teach.
For real. Like, I didn't think Fifi Lagarde would be relevant a few cases later, but here we are. Yeah. Alex, she's a central character. It's crazy.
I've made my peace with that, and I'm happy to admit it. Aren't I, boy? Yes, yes I am.
he's talking about, but I definitely don't like the sound of it.
Basically, he thought nothing of murdering the president. Does he look like a flesh-colored piccolo? Kinda does. Not only is he an assassin, he's now a prison escapee. Not someone to be trifled with. But I can't afford for him not to talk. I need to tread as carefully as I can. Getting tired of all the killing! Yeah, conveniently right after you stop getting paid for it. Makes you think. Very well. You killed the president, and you're happy to admit it. Oh, very much so. I wouldn't want you thinking that I drew my blade and missed. Damn. Damn, dude. You, a target, but you're an assassin.
Sometimes the hunter must become the hunted. Sometimes the living must become the dead. Stop being so edgy, Kay.
Please, Kay. Don't feel the need to add a proverb of your own. Stop watching Attack on Titan. Impertinence is inherent to the way of the assassin. Life takers' lives are taken. So it goes.
Wait, does that mean the people you're sent to kill sometimes try to kill you back, or
gets haunted by the spirits? Kind of reminds me of Saget with the white eye. Dalsum with a cone head. It happens, occasionally. But it is not what happened this time. But, Mr. Connies, you're a professional killer, and a famously skilled one at that. Surely escaping even 3 attackers would have been little more than a minor inconvenience. You overestimate me, Mr. Edgeworth. You seem to forget that without a helmet here, I couldn't even walk down the street. Oh, cause he's blind. Man's head is built like a xenomorph. He really does look like a xenomorph with that head. Yo, what that head do? This is Alice. Against 3 assailants, I wouldn't have lasted more than a few moments. I see. So even the most proficient assassins are ill-equipped to face a full frontal assault? We're not hugely fond of such situations, shall we say. I certainly wouldn't have liked my chances. Someone get the History Channel guy in here. Aliens. Again, so the 2 of you had met before? Yes, on a cold and lonely Christmas Eve 18 years back. It's always fucking Christmas Eve! It's always fucking Christmas, bro! What is wrong with Christmas in the Ace Attorney universe, man? That long ago. But on that occasion, it was I who saved his life. Elio, it was Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Eve! It's almost Christmas! That means it wasn't Christmas! That's not Christmas. Yeah, exactly! Why is this game obsessed with Christmas Eve? Why is this series obsessed with almost Christmas? It's almost Christmas, but almost Christmas. But on that occasion, it was I who saved his life. Means it wasn't Christmas. Elio. Yes? No, I won't say it.
You can't just say that. You can't just say that.
It was snowing, more than it had in years, and cold enough that death by freezing was a real possibility. I had taken Helmet out for a little walk. He noticed something and bounded off through the snow.
Oh, hey, Linux.
When I caught up to him, he was sniffing at a car. What if this is some weird version of a retelling of A Christmas Carol, but Capcom's version? Does this make Connie Scrooge? Because He's certainly ruining a lot of people's Christmas, I think. I know, that would be the Grinch. Yeah, the Scrooge is just grumpy. So he would be the Grinch. The doors had frozen shut. It took all the strength I had, but eventually I managed to open one. It's because you realized something? Like, if you said it, was it gonna look bad? And inside I found two young boys, shivering in semi-consciousness. Yeah, aren't these... Am I just seeing shit? Am I just trying to fit my theory in and, like, misremembering? But these look like the kids from the photo. The fucking... The confectionery guy and Frost's kid. I will. Done. Well, the Scrooge also ruined a lot of Christmases. 2. Yes. And I found them even an hour later. The poor wretches would have never made it. I took them both to a nearby orphanage. Is it me, or is there something significant about what he just told us? Yes! Were those the two kids at the orphanage? One of them helped murder and the other one was a witness? What is it about Connie's statement that's especially noteworthy? The number of people? You're certain there were 2 children in that car? It was a long time ago, but I remember it as clearly as if it were yesterday. There were 2 of them, no doubt about it. If he said it, it would have caused a rip in the space-time continuum. Why do you ask, Mr. Prosecutor? Is there some significance in the number? He's right. Perhaps there isn't anything particularly important about that just now. Well, will that be all on the matter? What is it about Connie's statement that's especially noteworthy? This is just such a weird option out of all of them. Like, it feels more specific that I find it weird. You remember the make and model of the car in which you found the children? Why do I remember such a thing? What significance could it possibly have? What's with the fit? What fit? The prison fit? It was a car like any other. There was nothing remarkable about it. My fit? I guess I'm pretty much IRL. I've become a nurse. Other than the 2 children inside, it frozen half to death. Maybe the make of car isn't important after all. Well, would that be all on the matter? Okay, I guess because it's Christmas. This is on Christmas Eve 18 years ago. You're certain of that? I am. Holy smokes! We have something that shows why that date is so significant. Which piece of evidence relates to the date on which Mr. Connies found the children? What was the Christmas thing? It's not this. Wait, 12 years ago? Wait, no. That was 18 years ago, right? Wait, no. That was 12 years ago. But still. You realize that you pointed out that Christmas was odd. That's true. Yeah, December 24th. Yeah! Everything's connected! The suns! I was right! Holy That was the same day on which a certain incident occurred. The murder of a well-known sculptor. It's all gonna circle back to SA2. The truth about 50 years ago.
No way!
That's what I was about to say. Everything was around Christmas Eve because they're all related. True. An incident in the aftermath of which 2 children went missing. God, so many kids! Christmases was ruined that year! What the fuck? The son of the victim, Artie Frost, and the son of the murderer, Carmelo Gusteau. Yeah, now that you mention it, little guys did go AWOL, huh? So it wasn't on Christmas? Yeah, it was almost Christmas. The IS-7 incident happened around Christmas Eve, so that's why the thing with the kids was around that time. Which is why the statute of limitation was on Christmas Eve. Intriguing. The son of a murderer and the son of his victim. I suppose that would make sense. It would. One of the boys was bound hand and foot, you see.
It must have been part of Mr. Frost's plan to stop Mr. Gusteau's son from getting to the competition.
Indeed, because without his son to taste his creations, Mr. Gusteau would have had no chance of winning. God, why is everyone here so fucked up? Which is why goodbyes happen then. God. This whole case is so fucked up. Like, so much shit happened on Christmas, and it ruined so many people's lives in Ace Attorney. It's crazy. And I thought case 3, with all the reveals with that, like, made the case even crazier. But now all this, too? Also, thank you for the raid, Tempe! Thank you, thank you! We are the Flame, and we are here to slay. Your knight in shining armor is here. Thank you! What were you playing, Tempe? Hi everyone coming in, my name is Eliolapi. I'm a VTuber from outer space. I like playing JRPGs, RPG Maker horror games, and visual novels. We're on the last case of Miles Edgeworth Investigations 2. So I understand if y'all need to head on out to avoid spoilers, cause we're at some crazy reveals right now. Almost counts if we're talking horseshoes and hand grenades. His dad not only became a murderer, he also immediately left him. Yeah. I feel like that would fuck up any kid. That kid's probably got a lot of rage in him. So, that was what was behind it all. Oh, by the way, anyone coming in from the raid, if you do stick around, don't be surprised if I have to get up if you hear like an alarm go off. Because, my uncle's having some health issues right now, so I tend to have to leave like every like 30 minutes or 45 minutes or so to check up on him. And whenever you hear that sound, that's his buzzer telling me to come check on him. Sadly, neither of the boys were able to remember any such details.
Oh, you're playing Raven's Watch. Oh, what's that game?
Sadly, neither of the boys were able to remember any such details. They weren't? I'm fucked up and that never happened to me. No. When we met each other again on that night 12 years ago, the young pup explained it to me. Oh yeah, he was also kidnapped, and all during Christmas Eve, yeah? Don't go outside at all during Christmas Eve in the Ace Attorney universe. Your ass is gonna get murdered, or framed for murder, or something. Seems that they really were on the brink of death when I found them. And the shock of the experience caused them both to lose their memories. They weren't even able to remember their names. The classic, oh, we're out of milk, I'm going to the store during Christmas Eve nonetheless. Yeah. Jesus.
I wouldn't have known they were Mr. Frost and Mr. Cousteau's kids. Hades meets fairy tale mythos. It's pretty fun. It's co-op Hades, pretty much. Ooh. Oh, yeah, I think... Were you playing that the last time you raided me? I think you were. Sorry, my memory is a bit bad right now. Because I'm kind of functioning on, like, a low amount of sleep. So, I think my memory's not very good right now because of that. If what he's telling us is true, that would seem likely, yes. Which means we still don't have enough to tell us who our mastermind might be. I heard China has good milk. BRB. And we gotta find out about those kids. Mr. Connies, would you mind telling us what happened next? By all means. The pup and I remained in contact even after I was sent to prison. But then I stopped hearing from him. I couldn't help but worry. And then, people from 12 years ago started cropping up all over the place. Yes, I was, but don't worry, I'll remind ya. Thank you. It rather piqued my curiosity, so I thought I'd temporarily regain my freedom and look into things. People from 12 years ago. You mean Lagarde, Winner, and the President, I assume? Well, Warden Lagarde was in charge of the prison, where he was an inmate this whole time, right? I fear I wasn't as kind to her as I could have been. But then, she did try to have me killed. You already know why, of course. Because you murdered President Wang, but they needed the world to believe he was still alive. If somebody had exposed the president as a fake, would have been bad for Lagarde and Chairman Winner, too. Exactly. Not only that, happened to overhear something else intriguing that night. Oh? Also, recently, there'd been a bug for some of my viewers. When I raid it, I'll sometimes not take them to the raid, which is weird. God, Twitch has been really weird about just... I feel like everything with viewers. Like, I did hear... Apparently, there's this thing now where, like, a lot of your viewers don't actually count as a viewer. Unless... I forget if it's, like, they have to send a message in chat or something. I don't remember. I heard a lot of people talking about that. Twitch just needs to fix their stuff. It's not new. Well, I feel like there was some new thing with their algorithm that happened, like, this month or last month that, like, hurt a lot of people's numbers, apparently. I didn't notice, really. I saw, like, some people in the VR Kano servers say that, like, their numbers went down because their lurkers weren't counting. I haven't personally noticed. Like, I guess I don't really pay attention to my view count very much anyway, but, like, when I do look, I seems to be consistent. There's a thing with you watch too many streams at the same time you're not counted. Oh yeah, that's been around for a while, hasn't it? There's also, like, the thing where I think, like, you can't mute the player. If you mute the player, you'll be not counted as a viewer. But if you want to lurk and be counted as a viewer, you can right-click, like, the tab and click, like, mute the tab instead, but keep, like, the volume up, and I think you'll still be counted as a viewer. Mass lurker exodus. Oh, maybe. I could be thinking of the wrong thing. You don't look at your chatter list, yeah. I only do when I make, like a joke or something. And I, like, specifically need to call out someone. Be like, are they here? I'll be at the orphanage on the evening of the 9th. I'll be waiting in the front yard. I thought you could meet him if you like, even if it's only just this once.
I know you're a very busy man, but anyway, that's where we'll be. Goodbye. Who are you? Sorry, but I'm waiting for somebody. I know you are, President Wang. I couldn't help but overhearing the news. Congratulations. But please, don't worry about your son. I only kill those I am employed to kill, which in this case means you. No. Wait, it's my first chance to meet him.
That's so sad, like, at least give him a chance to see his son.
It might be my only chance, please. Give me just a few minutes longer. I thought he was going to beg for his life, but no. An interesting character.
Poor guy, he just wanted to see his son.
I told him I was not aware that he had a child. No, he said and shook his head. Neither was I, but the world will know that I have one now. I mean, to make sure of it. I've even prepared something in case the worst comes to worse. And the son in question was the young gentleman with the horns here, correct?
Horns? You can see them?
I don't need to, my dear. I've been listening very carefully, you see. And for longer than you may realize.
Oh, he was the guy that had her thing bugged.
So, the president meant to tell the world about Sean. Prepared something in case of the worst. It's not simply to have Connie's word on the matter. Of course. We have something that proves what he's telling us the president said is true. The will. The will everybody knew about. He entrusted it to my family to show his belief in us, after all. The name and the recording, the preparations he had made, and his will. With those 3 pieces of information, I was able to convince Warden Lagarde to do anything I asked. With the information at his disposal, he could have exposed the truth about the body double at any time. And Sean's true identity with it. President Wang was more agile than I'd anticipated. He blocked my first knife thrust with something soft. By the time the piece I'd broken off hit the snow, the next strike had hit its mark. So it was Connie's who tore the horn off the Torosaurus doll. I was the only one present to hear his final words. The only one who knew the truth about his son. Well, me and that poor pup.
Just give us the name instead of saying the pup. You're sounding like Miles Edgeworth saying that man. Just say the name.
I know he's not because, you know, so we don't find out, but
Still.
So you're able to continue communicating with him from prison? I was. Via a post office box.
What's that?
It's a means of exchanging mail without revealing one's own address. I never knew where he was. I wasn't able to slip out and track him down.
That guy over there with the shirt and pants, he's the main suspect. It's not the guy with the shirt and skirt?
As being kept under rather strict supervision, you see. My Warden Lagarde, no doubt.
God, did you guys see people getting upset about how you can play as a male in Pokemon Za and wear skirts? God. People calling it Wokemon and stuff. God. You control the buttons you press.
What were the two of you even communicating about? We're playing correspondence chess, of course. That and gripping about our respective lots in life. I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to get my hands on a Switch 2. But if I do and I play as you, you know I'm gonna wear a cute skirt. I don't give a fuck.
Correspondence chess? But didn't you used to play that with...
As likely as it may seem, Mr. Connie's chess opponent was...
Mr. Knight?
Who cares? Just whatever you want. Plus, they never seen a kill before. I actually was like viewing the comments, and like a bunch of people pointed out that kilts are skirts, and a lot of people with like fragile eagles were like, no, a kilt is like manly and symbolic and it's not a skirt. It is a skirt. Shut up. It's on Switch 1 too. It's also fucking not worth the money. Oh, I didn't know it was on Switch 1. Well, either way, I don't really buy games. I'm too poor.
Yeah, it was Mr. Knight.
We found the diagram of the game in a cell too. They have Mega Man Legend style flat buildings. Pokemon's never gonna learn, are they? Pokemon is never going to listen to people's complaints. They're too big. They're too big to fail. $80, please. No. Like, I want to play it, but I don't want that much money. So does that mean Knight had something to do with all that IS-7 business? If you want the Kalos region Mega Stones, it's training up from Z to rank K. It can be anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 days, depending on skill and Pokemon loadout. You have to play rank? What? Nah. I ain't about that. Wait, could that be it? Do we have any evidence that might connect Knight to the IS-7 incident? Knight? Yeah, there's a connection between Knight and Connie's. Oh my god. Oh my god. Am I getting like a brain blast? Okay. I feel like Knight might be a red herring. Cause for one, if Knight is involved in this, like, I assume he would know that the person that he works for isn't, you know, the president. Oh my god. Is it fucking... Chat, I'm trying to remember. Does anyone remember? Did Simeon visit a lot? To like visit Knight? What if it's Simeon? I feel like Knight is a red herring. But then I'm like, who else is connected to Knight that has come to jail? Simeon. Because I don't think if Knight knew that that guy was not the real president. I mean, maybe it could be Knight. It could be Knight. I do think this is the evidence that we need to submit. But like, it could be Knight. Maybe he is, you know, dedicated to the president because of that incident. But I feel like they would not like... I don't know. I believe that Simeon only visited to be asked to bring the chess set and hand him the chess set, as far as I remember at least. Okay, so he couldn't have been the correspondent, so maybe it was Knight. Nintendo is a poor indie company, please remember.
Don't talk bad about my multi-million billion company.
Sir Gan, good buddy. But why? Also, they have these cutscenes with animated lips, but no one talks? God. You're not trying to tell me this ties night to the IS-7 thing, are you? Because I gotta say, Mazzarino, I don't see it at all. You fool, you absolute blubbering fool. Ugh, fine. I need to think this over one more time. What? I'm wrong? I'm wrong? Fuck. Okay. Yeah, it's some of the Bronxsters things, right? Why not take another look-see? Oh, okay. I guess the chess set. And it has the Artifrost. It has the Artifrost ring. So he's Artifrost's son. Knight is Artifrost's son? Yeah, Artifrost was the one that wasn't tied up. I feel like Artifrost's son is probably the one that like participated in like getting rid of the president. And then fucking Tangaroa, not Tangaroa, fucking can't remember his name. Gusteau. Gusteau's son was the witness, I think. Saw you presented well. I think you connected him to Connie's, not to the IS-7. You need to connect specifically to the IS-7. Yeah, that. Jeez. Your statements clearly contradict one another. Wait. It's wrong? It's not that? Yes. Helmet thinks you're wrong too, I'm afraid.
What? What?
Okay, it's gotta be another thing. Oh, I forgot to press.
Do you speak to your monster friends like he does to that dog, Sean?
Heck no.
I'm nothing like that weird old man.
You can worry about the dog later. I need to rethink my approach here.
Hold it.
Oh, this? This, maybe.
Take that.
Mr. Fender, could you take a look at this, please? Sir can, good buddy. But why? You're not trying to tell me this ties night to the IS-7 thing, are you? Because I gotta say, Mazzarino, I don't see it at all.
What?
What am I doing wrong? I feel like it's gotta be something.
Hold it.
So it's not the ring, it's not the correspondence. We did present the same piece of wrong evidence twice. What? Huh? He stopped responding. That seems strange. I thought I submitted the report on night, and then the night possession, and then the correspondence. You didn't present the ring on the Oh, what? I presented the file? Oh my god. Did you press the right statement? I thought so. It was asking me to present evidence. I'm glad you agree. Helmet did too, of course.
A big scary mutt really said that? What, like,
not need to talk in order for me to hear him, my dear.
He doesn't? Okay. Well then, let me ask you something. That look he's giving me, the super intense, kind of scary glare. He's not trying to say he's hungry, is he?
He might be.
He might be? Mr. Edgeworth, help!
Kay really isn't fond of Connie's pet, it seems. Yes, there's a good boy. No, where was I? Ah, of course. I suddenly stopped hearing from the pub.
And then he said that he suddenly stopped hearing from him, but he was still playing games with Knight.
Wait. Oh wait, no, I'm supposed to press it. Oh my god. He just wants a little snack. My god, I am flailing.
Yo, little devil nurse bunny star, how's the investigation been going?
It's going alright. I feel like I'm connecting. I feel like I'm connecting stuff, but I'm being a bit of an idiot. Did I really not present his possessions? Did I really submit the report twice?
Take that.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I thought I submitted it! Oh no. I mean, we can all miss stuff at a glance. This is everything Knight left behind. Could there be a clue in here somewhere? A ring and a chess set. Which one should we look at more closely? The ring. The ring! Yeah, that's Artie Frost's ring.
What about it, Mr. Edgeworth?
Mr. Fender, take a close look at it if you would. That design. That's Balhalik's trademark mark. Indeed. Looks like somebody turned the stamp he used to sign his work with into a ring. Why would Knight have been carrying it? 'Cause he's his son?
Cool horns. Oh, thank you, MF Dollface. Welcome.
And why was it not with the rest of the evidence from the IS-7 incident? They tried to release Frost's personal effects to his next of kin after the case wound down. So it went to Knight? If I remember rightly, old Frosty Boy didn't have any family aside from his kid. And the kid was missing, so they never got to hand it back to him. Not till later, anyhow.
But this also, like, if he's considered missing, how is he working for the government?
I don't know. Maybe I am a fool and don't know about, like, how government works. But I feel like having... Like, he would kind of be considered, like, an alien, right? Because he's, like, missing. And he probably doesn't have, like, official documents or anything because he's been hiding where he's been all these years. I don't know, maybe the government likes that. Maybe the government likes that. I mean, he's not working for the government. He was a private bodyguard. And the kid was missing, so they never got to hand it back to him. Not till later, anyhow. I had on the grapevine that they found him in the end and gave him the goods. Including the seal, it would seem. Which he turned into a ring and wore until his own death.
So, we're saying Mr. Knight and Mr. Frost's son?
The cops don't mess around with stuff like that. They would have made sure before handing it over. Also, I'm bringing back the fucking Simeon theory for a second. Because didn't Simeon say that they were friends, like, since their childhood? And would he be the other kid? Perhaps he'd be Gusto's kid? I don't know. I'm bringing back the fucking... okay then. He did, now that I think about it, yeah. Simeon had said that they were childhood friends, yes. And they were both kidnapped and both missing. I think it's all coming together! The cops don't mess around with stuff like that. They would have made sure before handing it over.
And we were looking for somebody connected to the IS-7 incident who played correspondence chess, right?
Wait, so our secret string puller is Bronco Knight? So maybe Bronco Knight was the one that, like, helped with the murder. And then Simeon was the one that set fire? Knight is dead. How could he possibly be involved in our current case? Far out. So our only candidate for genius mastermind is a guy who already kicked the bucket? He kidnapped himself. The classic ruse. Wasn't I saying in like chapter 3 about Simeon possibly? I'm gonna scream. Like, well no, I said something along the lines of like that the kid like ran off and like joined the circus, and isn't that what Simeon did?
That's impossible! How can a dead guy be behind all this?
It is a little perplexing, but then who else could it be? Look at Simeon! I'm shaking you. I'm shaking you. You stopped oh wait, I already read that press. It does all seem like a little too much of a coincidence, doesn't it? An attempt was made on the life of the man who was pretending to be President Wang all these years. Warden Lagarde murdered Bronco Knight while he was being held at the prison she ran. And Excelsius Winner, chairman of the Committee of Prosecutorial Excellence, murdered Rosie Ringer. And the more I think back, the more it seemed at the time that some mysterious other presence was lurking behind all those incidents. Gonna fucking scream! Was it fucking Simeon? Yes, even from behind bars, it was rather obvious that something strange was going on.
I feel like it's all... I feel like it fits too well.
I did say one thing I laughed at. I'll give that kid a pony. Do you mean a Bronco Knight? God. Unintentional genius. I will say, I feel like in life, I am a pretty dumb person. But I feel like, I don't know. Chat, would you agree that I'm pretty good at analyzing this stuff in games like this? I feel like I have a good analytical mind when it comes to fiction. I also do think I have good vibes with, like, people IRL. Because normally, like, every person that I have a bad feeling about turns out to be bad IRL. Like, I did not like Yume's ex, like, immediately. I did not like my mom's boyfriend immediately. And you could say part of that is just because I'm an overprotective friend, or, like, I don't want my mom to be with someone else. But, like, I've also had that with, like, people I went to college with. I'd get bad feelings about them and then find out they were planning some bad stuff, or like, people I met online that I was friends with that I'm no longer friends with, and I would have really bad vibes about them. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I'm good at picking up on this stuff. You thought you'd temporarily regain your freedom. Could you be any more brazen?
Yeah, even a thief would struggle to get away with something like, I thought I'd temporarily steal it.
Fear not. Nobody was injured in the course of my escape. Wasn't necessary after all. I have my ways. Let's leave it at that, shall we? Leave it at? No way, pal! You escaped! I ought to arrest you right now. There'll be no need for that, detective. As soon as my business is concluded, I'll return home to my cell. Game is having a lag again. Let me do another save, just in case. Prison isn't supposed to be some place you can just stroll in and out of when you please. Strange that you should say that. Weren't you the one who strolled in to try and dig into my past only recently? You. Agent Lang, Detective Gumshoe. I need to be able to question Mr. Connies further. Could you both try to remain calm for now? Sure thing, sir. Kinda knew you were gonna say that. Ugh, fine. Not taking my eyes off of Dogman. Not even for a second, you hear?
Hold it.
In Braille? That's how you wrote all of them? That's right. I have the tools to do so in my cell.
Huh. So you have to use special tools? Never thought about it before, but it makes sense. Wait.
Was he using Braille? No. That's not Braille, is it? No. I don't see no Braille on that. And what exactly did you write about, if you don't mind my asking? Oh, this and that. General chit-chat and chess moves, of course. You wrote the chess moves in Braille too. That's interesting. Wait, so were all those knights? So all of these were knights as... Oh no, there's white and black. Lynn made a new emote for his channel and I'm afraid of it. Is it feet? No. Mpreg. You know, I could see that. I could see that with Lynn. That seems like something Lynn would do. Maybe. Oh my god! Pregnant Vic! Oh my god.
Speaking of chess moves, how does that piece you carved yourself move? The dog?
Perhaps we can talk about that later. For now, I'd like to know what happened when the letter stopped. I'm gonna terrorize my IDV friend with it now. Oh my god. Just hit them with the Mpreg Vic. I sat in my cell and tried to imagine where he might have gone.
Okay, nope, I still don't get it. Who does he mean? Who's this pup he keeps talking about?
Who indeed? Seems that not even Mr. Connies knows his true identity. Huh. We should focus on what we do know. There was a connection between the two of them. I'm particularly interested in how that connection was maintained. This shit wasn't written in Braille.
Objection.
You said that you wrote all of your letters in Braille, is that correct? Unless was there someone that was intercepting Knight and Connie's stuff and like writing down Connie's stuff for Knight?
Like Simeon?
You said that you wrote all of your letters in Braille, is that correct? I don't mean to be rude, Mr. Prosecutor, but you do know about my condition, don't you? That's odd, because the chess diagram we found in Knight's cell didn't contain any Braille at all.
Also, kinda late, but objection. You're not dumb, Elio. You're a brilliant detective. Well, thank you.
Really? But surely that's impossible. How so exactly?
Maybe someone typed Mr. Connie's letter out on purpose. Yeah! Like Simeon!
Okay, but I think me streaming for 3 hours let me hit the usual amount of me playing this game, considering I had to walk away and go take care of my uncle throughout this. Does Simeon even own a computer? I have no idea. He's a circus boy. I did think you might reach a good stopping point soon. Oh, okay. Unless you're happy. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. I think I'm happy stopping here. But kinda wanna play some Umineko if you guys are down for that. I'll ask you guys. Do you guys want me to play Umineko? I kinda wanna play Umineko. And I do have to stay up. I have to go at a reasonable hour. I just want this to break down to Sonic OVA. You might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not gonna help you because I know everything you're gonna do. Strange, isn't it? Yes, up to you. Yeah, I'm down for some Nekos.
It's a Neko.
Alright, I'm just gonna quickly go, check on my uncle and some stuff real quick. But when I'm back, we will do some Umineko then. I'll be continuing to lurk, but I'll be around. Alright, cool. Okay, I'll see y'all once I'm done checking on them. I forgot I had that up there. Did I save? Let me just make sure I saved. Okay. See you guys in a sec.